Ever fall into those what's in my collection YouTube rabbit holes?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of doing that today, but with
Yeah.
a twist.
Okay.
There's this YouTube video, Curiosities Unboxed, from Ghostape.
I've seen that channel.
It's basically a guy, right, going through boxes of stuff he's found,
Yeah.
deciding what to keep.
Interesting. Like a collector of the everyday?
Exactly. But that's what makes it so fascinating. It's not like museum pieces, but everyday objects, you know?
Right, right. You've hit on something very human there, though, haven't you? That urge to collect, I mean, to curate little bits of the world.
And it really gets you thinking, like early on, he finds these railway bolts, figures they're over 100 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, makes you think about where those bolts have been, what they've been a part of.
Absolutely. It's that tangible connection to the past that's so powerful. And to think the railway system, it revolutionized the world.
Exactly. It's not just a bolt, it's a piece of history.
Transportation, industry, even the way people lived their lives, it all changed with the railways.
And then he pulls out these Victorian clay pipes he found in the River Thames.
No kidding. The Thames must be an archaeological gold mine.
Right. Talk about a blast from the past. Makes you think about what we use today that will be dug up someday, you know?
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, those clay pipes were everywhere back then, and now look at them. Historical relics.
It's true. Just imagine archaeologists of the future digging up our old smartphones and, like, broken fidget spinners.
What a thought. What will they think those meant to us?
Okay, but here's where it gets funny. He pulls out this, well, a stick.
A s-
A stick. He's kept it for 8 years.
You're kidding?
Nope. Made me laugh. But it also got me thinking, what makes us place value on certain things, even if it's totally sentimental?
That's the thing about collecting. It's not always about the object's inherent value. It's the meaning we attach to it.
Right. That stick could represent a whole memory for him.
Exactly. It's his own personal history right there in that stick.
And it's not just the stick, right?
Yeah.
Later on, he shows this thick bit of glass that he's got. He's like totally fascinated by it.
It's funny how that happens, isn't it?
It really is. Makes you
Yeah.
realize what one person finds beautiful or interesting, another person might just walk on by.
It's all about perspective, isn't it? We're so used to thinking about value in terms of money or history, but sometimes it's just purely personal.
Totally.
Yeah.
That piece of glass probably wouldn't mean much to anyone else, but to him it's like special.
Exactly. He might see something in that texture, in that color,
Yeah.
something that speaks to him on a whole other level.
Right. It's a good reminder that beauty can be found in the most unexpected places.
Absolutely. Sometimes you just have to, shift your perspective a little bit. And those everyday objects, like you were saying earlier, they can be real catalysts for that.
Yeah, totally. And he's not just content with collecting this stuff either. He talks about using the pieces of glass and pottery he finds to make mosaics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he even mentions wanting to do something with, like, old shotgun shells he's found.
Interesting. That creative impulse, it's another layer to this whole collecting thing, isn't it?
Totally. It's like he's not just collecting these objects, he's like incorporating them into his own creative process.
Exactly. Transforming something discarded, giving it new life, new meaning. It's fascinating, really.
It is. And it makes you wonder, what's out there in our own neighborhoods just waiting to be found.
Right, like hidden treasures. Every town, every city, it's all got layers of history buried beneath the surface.
Exactly. This guy found all this stuff just by exploring his local area.
It's a good reminder to be observant,
Yeah.
to pay attention to what's around us.
I mean, we started with a video of a guy going through his collection of random stuff, and look where we are now. We're talking about history, psychology, art.
And don't forget sociology. Remember how we talked about connecting people with shared interests?
That's right. It's amazing how something so simple can spark so many different lines of thought.
It is, isn't it? It just goes to show the more you explore something, even something as seemingly mundane as collecting, the more fascinating it becomes.
And the more questions it raises, right?
Exactly. Like, what is it about collecting that speaks to us on such a fundamental level? Why do we feel this inherent need to gather and curate things?
That's a great question. Is it about, like, preserving memories? Is it about, like, preserving memories?
Could be. Or maybe it's that thrill of the hunt, Finding something unique, something nobody else has.
Right, that treasure hunter instinct.
Exactly. Or maybe it's about finding beauty in unexpected places, seeing the potential in something that someone else might just toss aside.
Yeah. Like taking something old and forgotten, giving it a new life, a new story.
There's something really powerful in that, I think, that act of preservation. And, we often forget collecting can be social too.
Oh, right. Like connecting with people who share your passion.
Exactly. It creates a sense of community, people who get excited about the same weird and wonderful things.
So we started with one guy's collection of, let's face it, kind of random stuff.
Don't forget that stick.
Right, the stick. And it's led to all these questions about history, about why we collect, about art, about human nature.
It's amazing what you can learn from taking a deep dive into, well, anything, really.
It really is. It's like that saying, the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know. This video, it's like opened my eyes to a whole world of stuff I never even thought about before.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? The curiosity can lead us down some amazing paths.
It really can. So to everyone listening, next time you're out and about, keep your eyes peeled. You never know what treasures you might find.
Exactly. What will you choose to collect? What stories will your collection tell?